What's going on, guys? Today's episode is brought to you by Ridge Wallet, and that's because I got sick and tired of my old school bulky wallet. I didn't want to carry in my pocket anymore, and I am not one for man purses. So this is the way I went. Holds up to 12 cards, has a money clip, so it takes care of my stuff that way. The whole thing is about the size of a credit card, so slides right in my pocket, no problem. Also comes in about 30 different styles. This is forged carbon, but it comes in aluminum, titanium, a whole bunch of other colors and materials. If you buy right now, between now and September 18th, any purchase is going to enter you into a contest to win a Jeep Gladiator. You can get the off-road version or the convertible version if you win. And all you got to do is use code RBP or go to ridge.com/RBP. Click the link in the description, go to ridge.com/RBP or use the code RBP when you're buying, and it'll get you 10% off. Plus it will enter you into the contest. Win that Jeep, guys. Thanks a lot. Check out Ridge. There we go. How are you, man?
I'm live, bro. I'm live.
Look
I'm
at
doing
the face. Zero fat.
There's not a lot of fat on it, man. I'm ready.
I've never seen you look so good. You got a fresh haircut. You got a beard. Beard's all trim.
Yeah, I'm tidy, man. I'm tidy. I'm just yeah, man. Lost in a little while.
What's the mindset?
Win.
No, seriously. How have you been? Dude, you've been all over the world, man. Like when did you leave the UK?
When did we leave the UK?
7th of September.
7th of September.
So shit, that's 3 weeks.
Yeah.
So you've been traveling for 3 weeks. You went to where did you go first? Dubai?
Dubai. I went to Dubai first.
It looked like you had fun there though. You were training with what's his name?
Trained a bit of Andrew. Yeah, and the gyms are good there and it's facilitated for bodybuilding. I got into the routine and just used it. Like every environment I'm in, I just make sure I use it to the best of my ability. And it seems that you can zone in anywhere you are if you want it.
So I remember traveling a lot for shows and for expos and stuff. And I remember if I had a kitchenette and I had food,
that's all you need.
It's like you said, I could get myself into the rhythm of being like, it's like you're at home almost.
Listen, my hotel in Dubai had a cardio room. Yeah. So that's cardio sorted. Then it's down to me to pose. It's down to me to send check-ins. It's down to me to eat. And it's down to me to train. And that's all I had to do. Just do what I've got to do. And wherever you are, you can do what you got to do. That's it.
So when you said talking about the food, you're eating that raw, it's called raw
yeah,
food?
It's a friend of mine, Jame. He's a professional from England and he lives in Dubai and he has his own company there. And it was really helpful, actually. I thought I'd support him while I'm there. And he put my food together and I just bought batches of it and then weighed my food accordingly. And yeah, just stuck up to the plan with nice, fresh food, really. It was really good.
I know people are going to think I'm crazy for saying this, but it actually looked good.
It was. And it's rare that you get them that good. It's because like he's not skimping. Like it's not the cheapest food, but it's because it's all organic, grass fed.
Yeah, like
everything is top quality from the cod to the, to the chicken to the green beans. Like it was all spot on. I was really looked after, so it was great.
Ben, did you see the food that he was eating? That raw food?
Yeah,
which is really good, man.
It's weird, even though it was like in a bag, it looked fresh.
That's what I'm saying. It was next level. When I go to Dubai again, I'll be using it again.
What do you mean again? You liked it that much? You got plans to go back?
I'll go back for sure. Yeah, it's a great place. Yeah, definitely. Like I'll definitely go back at some point.
Even though there's Arabs,
even though there's Fouad Abiad.
There's a bunch of Fouads running around.
A bunch of Fouads running around.
No,
it's a great place.
Real Arabs are nicer than I am, Ben.
This is true. I went to university. I went to university with several very, very, very. Actually, they're probably the nicest people I fucking know. To be fair, and then there's you.
Yeah,
well, it's a very
I'm mixed Canadian. Yeah,
Canada fucked you up.
Did you, James? Did you get a lot of that? Like, I want to call it Arabic hospitality. Like they're very like.
I think so. I think I did. People are very polite. They want you to. They don't want you to kick over. They want to help you. So I was very helpful, grateful. Yeah.
You know what the difference is? They're very helpful. And over here, they're very helpful, but they want tips. There's a fucking difference. No. Like as a British person, you can tell. You can tell when over here everyone's being nice because they're waiting for the handout.
Well, that's because the culture here is different. The culture here is dog eat dog, man. You got to make that money.
Yeah, it's just ruthless.
There's a lot of expendable cash because that oil money's floating around.
Yeah, and tourism money as well, man.
Did you feel like a tourist there? Did you feel comfortable? Like, how'd you feel?
I'm comfortable, man. I'm comfortable as long as I bodybuild. Like, if I got a gym and food, I'm at home. I've realized I don't need to be at home to be at home.
You just realize that now, or is something you kind of knew? But because you've traveled a lot before.
Yeah, I'm just realizing it more now. I'm realizing wherever I go, it's me. Like, I used to feel pinned and a little bit like my home is part of me, but it's not necessarily the case now. I feel like I can make home anywhere.
Let me ask you this, and Ben, you probably feel this too, I'm sure. So when we're bodybuilding and you're full-time bodybuilding, you feel stuck to your kitchen, kind of as like what you're saying, James.
Yeah, and your routine, but your routine can come with you is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, no, I understand that. But what I always noticed was I would always feel stuck to my kitchen and stuck to my house. But then when I went somewhere, once I got there and got set up, then I'm like, oh, this is no big deal.
Yeah, little deep breath. Once you make your kitchen how you want it, wherever you are, it's perfect. Like, that's all it is. It's just us making our own. It's like we're little like hamsters. We like to like kind of dig the you know, like how a hamster goes into its fresh cage and makes the hay how it wants it. Like, we're the same. We want to go into wherever we're staying and just make it ours. Once that's established, we're great. And I do that immediately when I arrive somewhere. I make it mine. Put things where I want them, and then I'm happy to be there and live there.
It's the biggest fucking hamster I've ever seen, mate.
The big old hamster.
Ben, are you the same way? You ever feel tied to your house, or do you travel? You travel around quite a bit, though, no?
Yeah, but you know what? I was saying this. Who was I saying? I can't remember. I was talking to someone the other day. I'm tied to my gym now.
Yeah. Like
beforehand, I'd be like, oh, I'll go travel to this gym because I get like they've got a better leg set up and I can do legs there, and that's great. And now I've set my thing up now where there isn't a gym reasonably close to me that can facilitate my workout exactly how I want it.
Yeah.
Well, but you go over to Labrada's gym sometimes and train, and you go to Destination sometimes.
The Labrada gym is the closest thing I have.
Because he's kind of done what you've done. Yeah.
Yeah, like the closest thing where I can be like, okay, I can go here for a full week and I can train exactly how there's no change now. Yeah. Whereas when I go to Destination, I'll be, okay, fuck it. The plan was this. I'm just going to go off piece and just play around, which I used to enjoy. And now I don't. Now I'm like, it has to be what I'm meant to be doing. You know? Well,
your time's also a little bit more valuable too, because you got Phoenix now. So you're like, you know, traveling around makes your day just even longer than it has to be.
I'm missing bath time, and this is killing
crucial.
me.
Yeah.
He's in there right now having a bath, and that's like my favorite time of the day. So you fuckers have pulled me into.
I'm so sorry.
I'm not sorry.
He's not sorry as well. I know you're a prick. A fucking prick, man. That's why.
So off from Dubai to the US.
Yes, to Florida. I landed in Miami and came straight to Boca.
And it's probably been great in Boca because you got Redcon guys taking care of you and everything.
Honestly,
look at that! Look at that head.
I said to him.
Yeah, I feel like I couldn't have asked for anything more. Like, I'm so honored, privileged, feel very respectful, humbled, everything right now. I've never felt this good.
Are you in a place in your prep where everything just is clicking? Because it sounds like you're in a really peaceful place.
Yep. I had this conversation with Pat yesterday, and he said the same about me and how he feels about this prep.
I said the same thing to you, Fouad, didn't I?
You told me you thought he was ready, but I didn't know you meant mentally he was like at
peace. You were like, oh, I don't know whether James will be wanting. I said, I spoke to, because you called me yesterday, James, right? Or the day before. And I was like, James seems really chill, relaxed, he's happy. I'm like, he's good.
I'm in an extremely good place.
Were you?
And actually, we had this conversation. Like 40 minutes ago about the body following where the mind is, right?
Yeah. I think the best I ever looked was when I was in a place where James is now. Because most of my preps were always like mentally were like fucking up. I could never control my brain. You know, fucked up I am. Yeah. So
I've had those as well.
Yeah, but when everything's clicking, like you're firing on all cylinders, you're right. It feels like the body just follows you.
You know, the older I get, the more grateful I get, and the more I focus on what I have than what I don't. I don't even look at what I don't have. I look at everything I do have, and I have so much to be grateful for that it's so easy for me to just be like, you know.
I missed that because I used to get like, is that something that happens to you in prep? No, I know you're laughing, Ben, but seriously, like
I'm smiling because I'm agreeing. I'm like,
yeah, like when you're in prep, I feel like you have a different clarity to life.
You do, but it's like, I think it's just I've just learned to where to put my attention, because even now there's many people that would have everything that I have right now and still get aggravated by prep and still moan, because you just do, because you feel like you have to. For some reason, there's just this agitation towards being in a calorie deficit, not being able to eat the food you want and be grumpy, basically. But I'm just like, those things will come like in what, like 9 days time, I can go out with everybody I care about and have food.
Mm-hmm.
And how long have I've been grinding my ass off for like, what, 20 plus weeks? So it's just 9 days, man.
When was the last time you had a cheat meal?
6 months ago. Yeah, probably.
I'm not jealous of that at all.
No, I'm not, but I know my ability, and there's a reason I'm good at what I do. It's because of that.
No,
and I say to myself, come next week, as soon as it's Sunday, I'm going out for breakfast.
Is that the number one? Is that the primary goal?
That's the start. That's the start of it.
Breakfast.
Is that the first thing on your mind? Breakfast?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
I love a good breakfast, man. You know what it's like? I mean, I don't know what like a 2-day Olympia is like. I'd like to compete in, but I know what it's like to compete in one show. And when you get off stage and you're fucking exhausted,
yeah.
You have like the final weeks in, you're like, oh, I'm gonna go like right after the stage, I'm gonna go do it. You get off stage,
you're bad,
like, oh, I'm fucked. So I just want to
couple of packets of whatever's backstage.
Yeah, and you like crack, your blood sugar goes like that, and then it goes fucking down hard, and you just want to sleep.
I've done a 2-day show before with the British when we were younger. When I was a junior, we used to do a 2-day British.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of like just got that mindset. It's like, okay, 2 days.
I've done a few 2-day shows. The food part doesn't bother me. It's the water that bothers me.
Yeah,
because you guys do kind of more new school stuff, whereas I did more old school stuff where like, we would cut our water and then we wouldn't drink until after the show. So like when you do a fucking 2-day show is like, you'd finish pre-judging, you'd have like a little bit of water and then you'd still have to cut it for the next day.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah. Dude. So after a 2-day show, all I really wanted was water. Like I didn't
cold drinks, man.
Because you still be loading that whole time. Usually Friday after prejudging, you do a burger or something.
Yeah.
So like by Saturday night, you just like give me as many Diet Pepsis as possible.
Yeah.
I missed out on the loading. Well, I didn't miss out on the loading phase. I prematurely fucking loaded right for my show, so I didn't actually carb up for my show at all.
Oh, that's right, because you're in the hospital.
Like, yeah, he had me like actually depleting into the show, and between prejudging and finals, I was still depleting.
Yeah.
So when I got off stage, it was weird because on my other shows, I'm loading like the Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then I'm sick of food by then, and you welcome that little break. But this time I fucked it.
James, your physique has changed dramatically since last year, and I didn't notice it until probably a couple weeks ago when you posted some. I think Patrick actually posted them. Some side-by-sides.
Yeah, Patrick and I have just been more sensible with this entire approach. I've just managed to, I don't know, just build a better physique because we've been consistent. I believe it's better.
How much of it is like? So I'm going to pull up some photos so people know what I'm talking about. So this is the set of photos that got me the most. You'd been posting photos all along, but until I saw the side-by-sides from last year, I didn't really notice like how big a difference. So is some of this posing, or is it just really building muscle?
It's both. It's a nice, because it's bodybuilding. Bodybuilding requires both.
Yeah.
So that's my legs are probably 1.5 inches bigger. My arms are probably 1 inch bigger. My lats are probably 1 inch wider. But I'm also posing better for my physique, for my structure. I've learned how to present myself better. So it's both.
See, at first I thought you were pulling your physique down because your chest looks like it's longer here.
Mm-hmm.
But then I look at your stomach and you're not really pulling it down. It's almost like you just built your chest lower.
Yeah, and it's how I don't overextend my thoracic spine. So I'm just more aware of what my angles are.
Yeah.
So just painting a better picture with the same palette, you know.
This is incredible, James. Like the leg development and the detail is better. The arms,
the detail's better this year by far. Yeah, I've been getting a lot of physiotherapy.
But the upper body is what kills me the most. Like this is dramatically different, especially like the arms. Like,
yeah,
I mean, and then like this front lat spread. It's like that's a totally different bodybuilder, man.
Yeah, we've done some work, man, and I've not missed a beat with my training, put it that way.
It was that pose last year that I gave you shit for. I don't know if you ever heard, like you probably didn't even hear it, but I think it was at the British where I said I didn't like the way you were posing it because it looked like you were making yourself too narrow, right? You were kind of here. Now that like you see what I mean, like Fouad, where do you remember I said that?
Well, because because here he's doing what on the left, he's doing what most bodybuilders do classically, which is arch their back and push their chest upward.
Yeah.
and it actually takes away from your shoulders.
Yeah, and that's where it comes down to individuals have to pose to suit their physique.
Yeah. So I always
like your lats are way more apparent in the new pose.
But that's also because of the way he's tilting his shoulders. Because so the way
I'm
James,
showing them.
Yeah. So the way James is doing this lat spread is the way I used to have to do it, because whenever I pulled up like this on the left, my body would disappear. So
the only guy that could do it how the left one is Dorian.
Yeah, because his fucking lats were so big.
Dorian would tuck his hands in like that and lift his chest, and it'd still spill everywhere. It was weird.
But yeah, this pose, and then not to mention, it's not just posing. Like the shoulders are bigger, the arms are definitely bigger, chest is thicker. Like it's crazy, man. It's really, really crazy. And your waist hasn't grown at all. Like you've put on a ton of muscle.
If anything, my waist might actually be a bit smaller this year from more core work.
It's funny because last year when you competed in Spain, I called you Branch Warren 2.0 because you're like lower body dominant. And now it's like a totally balanced physique, man.
Yeah. Another thing, if hopefully next week I present a very, as long as like the glycogen is evenly spread and my body's recovered nicely, you should see on the Olympia stage that I'm a lot more balanced. That's what I'm mainly hoping for, because I think that's what's going to be able to push me right up at the top marks. Because I think I'm more balanced than most people make me out to be.
So I know there's a peacefulness going through your mind, but are you feeling any pressure being the biggest show of your life?
Not really, no. It's the smallest show of my life in how it feels.
Why is that? Can you explain that?
Because I'm my happiest. So the show itself compared to my happiness is very minuscule for some reason in the comparison of what I'm feeling. When something's your main attention, a lot of the time it can be over dominating and override any feelings you have, any sensations. And for some reason right now, I just can't shake my head on how calm and happy I am. And that seems to be making everything else in my life seem very small.
Sure. Wow.
Can I say something?
Of course.
James, pretend like you're not here right now.
All right, go ahead. Yes.
I'm terrified of James right now.
Why? Because he's so
like
stoic.
In this higher level, like zoned out. I'm gonna fuck everyone.
It's like this,
and I'm terrified of him right now.
Man. It's like this very stoic, like I have it all under control.
Fucking terrifying, but impressive. It's cool to see, man. Like, that's a man that knows he's done the work.
Well, I can say this. So I remember somebody asked me about having nerves before getting on stage, and James, you can speak to this, see if I'm making any sense. But people used to ask me about having nerves before going on stage and anxiety, but leading up to shows and blah blah blah. And I always said to them, the number one way to cure that is through preparation.
Absolutely.
Because the only thing that allows you to sleep well at night or be peaceful, when you can check every box in your mind. So is that where you're at, James?
Absolutely. I've known my routine with my eyes closed for 10 weeks. Yeah. I've known my posing. I've been doing rounds of posing since probably 20 weeks out. Like every day I do at least 3 rounds first thing in the morning. And when you do that and that's just part of your normal routine, then that's not even an addition.
Yeah.
You're just confident because you're like, okay, I'm practiced, I'm polished. Is there more I could do? Yeah, but I don't focus on what more I can do. I focus on what I am doing. I'm like, I'm doing a lot. Like I train, you know, I take my training where it needs to go and not beyond, because I know you don't need to do more than a certain amount. And I follow orders from who I consider the best coach in the world, which is a massive confidence boost, because I genuinely believe that, because I think he's taken people like Ian and others like ourselves who aren't genetically meant to be the best, and they're coming, you know, finishing top placings at Arnold Classics and winning shows. And how can I not feel faith in my team when I've seen what it can produce?
Yeah.
You know,
but going back to checking those boxes though, your boxes get checked way before that. Like you said, you haven't had a cheat meal in 6 months. So like when I talk about that anxiety or the preparation, most people will start checking those boxes at, some people at 12 weeks out, some people at 8 weeks out, some people at 4 weeks out. Oh, okay, I'm 4 weeks out, I'll start posing now. Yeah, you started checking those boxes way back in the fucking off season.
Yeah, because I wanted to be calm by 10, 12 weeks out.
Yeah.
I wanted to feel no turmoil and no inner questioning of my preparation by the time my other people are getting ready.
Do you think that the early qualification helped that? Like really set you on? Of course,
because then it meant I wasn't distracted and focused on trying to earn my way. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. It allowed me more time to practice from earlier on and incorporate these, you know, procedures in order to be well ahead of the time.
It also speaks to your level of focus though, because a lot of people, and Ben, I'm sure you can speak to this because you have a lot of clients. A lot of people, when they get to a long off season, they start to lose that focus and start to lose, you know, that intensity that they have at the beginning of an off season. You know, you hear everybody when they're 2 weeks out from a show, they're like, man, once this show's over, I'm going to start my off season and I'm going to be fucking huge. And then 3 months after the show, they're missing meals or whatever. So, you know,
that just comes down to who really does want it.
Yeah, I'm just, go ahead, man.
So I've noticed more and more with some of the, probably more like the top end guys. And I think James did it a little bit, but I know Ian did it certainly. I know Flex Lewis does it. They have clear breaks right after their season is done.
Yeah. Whereas
a lot of guys that are still trying to come up, like myself as well, I go straight into the off season, like immediately from the show, and I keep that structure because it's the best time to grow. I find like a lot of these guys will have that like just relaxation, and then when they start their off season, maybe 8 weeks. I know Ian Bumster went to like Mexico, and like they took a break.
Yeah, they took a break.
And then when he got back, it was like, okay, as soon as I got back, it was the off season started, and then everything kind of locks back down again.
I think every human needs that.
Oh, I remember James did that too. If you remember, after Spain, we were on the podcast. He was eating KFC and shit.
Yeah. And I will again. And I will again.
I remember he was in the off season, and we were talking, and you were like, "Oh, so how many cheat meals have you had?" And he was like, "No, I haven't. I've started the off season now. Like I've 5 weeks. I've been like training and pushing everything for 5 weeks again, and I haven't had anything." And you were like,
I will always give myself as long as I need. Like, listen, if it gets to the end of the show and I need 1 week, I'll give myself 1 week. If I need 3, I'll take 3. Like, I don't pressure myself on that, because when it does hit me that it's time, I know how I get, and I get back into it, and I'm 100%. So we all deserve, and we all have to give ourselves a break. That's why, like, on my rest days away from the gym, you won't. I didn't watch the Arnold Classic. I didn't do shit about the Arnold Classic. I didn't watch it. I didn't care who was placing and winning, really, like, because I'm competing against them in a few weeks' time, and I'm busy spending that day that they were all on stage recharging my batteries so that I can give them hell when it comes Olympia in a couple of weeks. I won't even check in the fucking news. I won't even watching the live stream. I'm just not that way inclined. I'm focused on myself.
Is that different? Because you do seem to be like almost like a historian of where people have placed it. Shows like,
I acknowledge all placings for sure, and it's more for I suppose a respect of the sport, and because I do like to be someone in bodybuilding who can be asked questions and answer them when it comes to shows and results. You know, I always do know the results for sure, but you won't catch me like tuning into a live stream and watching the whole show because, no disrespect, I don't think Dorian would have ever done that. And because Dorian was never really fussed about anyone else, and I'm not fussed about anyone else.
But you did it last year with me. We watched the entire Olympia together.
Yeah, and I didn't do the Arnold this year. So it's just a change. That's maybe a change that's occurred in the last.
Yeah.
You know, maybe that's something that's happened this year with me, is that I just don't feel the need to be super connected to it.
You weren't in a prep. You were already checked out, right? You were already off season and relaxing by that point.
Yeah, and once I'm in prep, like I say, what you'll find me watching on YouTube isn't bodybuilding. It's going to be rap music and fucking people playing PlayStation games and anything that on the day away from the gym allows me to pull myself out of that environment, just because I know that when I wake up in the morning, I've got a huge desire and passion to get that day done to the best of my ability. So like I look forward to cardio in the mornings every day. I love it. But the rest days are tough if you think about the things you love and you can't do them. So if I'm on a rest day and someone's like, you know, and I start talking and looking at the gym, that just creates a little bit of like unnecessary attention for me, like going into a supermarket, looking at food you can't eat. So I choose to put my attention in places that would be better spent. And that's why, you know, like today's been a rest day. I've had physio today. I picked up a rent-a-car.
What kind of car did you rent?
Just I think it's like a Honda. It's fine. It's nice actually. It's decent.
Oh, you need to have a word. You need to have a word with Aaron.
Well, I have been dropped to the gym in a Rolls Royce so far.
He gave us the Raptor to drive to Tampa.
Yeah, there is a Denali or whatever it is.
The Denali.
That's my old truck. Yeah,
it's a bit big for me. So
I nearly took that. I nearly took that Denali and flipped it. Probably shouldn't say this. I nearly flipped that red gun, the camo Denali.
Yeah, still got that one.
Thank fuck the tires are like bigger than this room, because I bounced off a curb in it. They'll probably actually I was gonna say they'll probably cancel my contract. They won't, because fuck them. But
I'm probably not safest person to drive that right now. 2 weeks, not even 2 weeks out. So I'll leave it for now, but maybe after.
I want to go back real quick. I just want to touch on the post show, and you guys can correct me if you think I'm wrong, because I think a lot of guys do this. There's a lot of build up to a show.
Yeah.
Show ends, and then everybody gets that post show dump. Like, well, what the fuck do I do with myself? I had all this whole regimen set up. Now the show is done. I got nothing to do. And what I found is I would go back to the gym like early, right? Like 2 days later, I'd be back training full blast. I never took that time that you guys took.
Well, it's dopamine depletion, right?
Yeah.
Not to be too
routine as well.
Explain, Jane. Explain, Ben.
Well, when you have built something up like that, and it's inevitable, even subconsciously, you're getting this big, and like James is so goal orientated at this point, right? And so the human body responds to like dopamine, and dopamine is what your body releases in terms of like achieving like motivational stuff, right?
Yeah.
Well, when you get to something that's so specific in terms of the goal, like the Olympia, right, or the show date, then the aftermath is that cascade of dopamine is almost like burnt out in the body.
Okay.
Well, what you're talking about is your instinct is, I get a dopamine when I train, right? We all get a dopamine release when we train in smaller amounts, right? We have like testosterone release and dopamine release. Well, you're trying to replicate and trying to bring your dopamine back out, because that's how you know how instinctually or subconsciously you're like, if I go in the gym, I feel this dopamine release. You try and get it back from that. So, some people get it from food and other things, you know, there's multiple ways, but that's why you get that like that almost that post-show like depression, right?
Yeah, I mean, maybe subconsciously that's probably what I was doing without even knowing it. But in my mind, I was like, I got to get better for next year, and I wouldn't take that break.
Yeah,
but it was probably would have made me better the following year had I taken the break.
Yeah, my thing after a show is I spend at least a week or two spending good time with good friends, just doing normal shit.
Yeah.
And I will after this one. Like I'll literally just put time aside to show appreciation to everybody that stands by me, kind of thing. Because that for me feeds the soul. And I think it also helps recovery. So
he's coming to Texas and shooting guns, is what you're saying.
Any of that shit.
I gotta fucking come. I'm gonna come this time, Ben. I'm not lying. I'm gonna come. When are you going, James?
I don't know. I'm here till November the 20th. I might try to extend that a little bit.
Really?
Yeah.
What can I do? I think I gotta go to Prague for the Prague. Are you doing the Prague show or no?
I don't think I'm doing any show after Olympia because I'm placing top 5.
And then that's it. You're wrapping it up for next year.
I'll do Olympia next year.
All right, let's talk about that. I know
you're not even going to do what if you get an Arnold invite?
That'll be later in the year because they're still not going to move the Arnold forward. So I could do that.
You don't think they're going to move it back to March?
Not yet. Not with the uncertainty of things still.
Okay, so I don't know how much you'd like to talk about this shit, but I'm just curious. Where do you see the show? How do you see the show going?
If I'm rewarded and actually looked at and I peak how I want to, I'll be top 5.
What? Okay, let me ask you a more pointed question because everybody wants to win or whatever, be top 5. Is there somebody that you want to stand next to? Is there somebody in your mind you're like, I want to stand next to that guy?
Yeah, Nick, William, and Ramy.
Nick, William, and Ramy.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's like in your mind when you're playing it out in your head. Those are the 3 guys you want to.
Yeah, if I'm in peak physical form, that's who I will and should stand next to.
Not Hardy.
Oh, Hadi will be there as well.
I think I've got Hardy above William.
Yeah, but I know how James feels about Hadi. So
I rate Hadi a lot. So
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But yeah, I looking at the Arnold, I'm confident.
Confident. You want to finish that?
That I'll be placing high if my physique comes how I want it to be.
At
the Olympia because of having seen the Arnold.
Oh, after seeing the Arnold, that's how you feel.
More so.
How do you want to comment about Nick at all? How do you
Nick
feel
looked amazing. I said Nick was a clear winner.
Yeah. How do you feel about
polished? And the only thing that's going to beat him at the Arnold, the Olympia, is if just different shape. You're not going to beat him on peaking, and you're not going to beat him on muscularity and condition and size. So the only 2 things is going to be you and him are in exactly the same quality of shape, but your shape's one they prefer.
That's a good point.
And that's it. That's the only thing that's going to be Nick. And that's just my professional opinion.
But from the looks of your photos, I think you could be there. I mean, your fucking skin looks like sandpaper.
Yeah, I think if I come in as polished as Nick does, then it'll be apples and oranges.
Yeah,
and that's what I'm hoping for.
Yeah.
I think I've said this multiple times. I think people are going to be surprised at James's stature on stage.
Yeah,
I hope so.
Where do you think?
I mean, I looked at that. Obviously, Nick clearly won the Arnold.
Yeah, he was a league ahead, in my opinion.
But when you put Steve's size, like you could see Nick was shorter, right? Yeah. And I think that was the first time I was like, oh, Nick, like I've stood next to Nick, but on stage there was that
discrepancy.
And I think James is pretty much the same height as Steve within
I'm in between the 2.
Within a half inch. No, it's not that far off, mate. Trust me. So you're going to have the same kind of look discrepancy, but James is going to be, I think, as conditioned as Nick is, which is where Nick smoked Steve on, right? I mean,
as long as the judges look at me as James and don't look at me as a number, and they let me get compared, because when I compare is when I stand out, because I'll win a lot of shots. I'll win majority of shots on most people, I think. There'll be a couple I lose just because, but a couple out of like 6 to 8 shots isn't a lot.
So Ian brought up a good point on the last podcast. What do you guys think about judges doing crowd favorite callouts?
I think that's good for the show.
Isn't that awesome? Wouldn't that be awesome?
Yeah, like if there's some great rivalries and people will know that there's like fan favorites, for sure, bring them forward, let them post.
Would Ian have suggested that if he wasn't a fan favorite?
No, but think of it. No, the reason he suggested it is because I said to them on the podcast, I can't wait to see James next to Ian. And then we kept on talking about it. Led to, it would be cool if they did 2-man, because when you saw like Nick and Steve come out together, that 2-man call out, it's exciting, right? It would be cool if they just did the normal call outs, but before the final call out, they sent everybody back and they said, we're going to do some fan favorite like rivalries.
Just like little boosters.
Yeah, like put Hottie and Nick next to each other because they have similar stature. Put maybe Rami and James or fucking Ian and fucking.
That's where the entertainment factor kicks in a bit more, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, because I think if you do 2-man callouts, it gets the crowd a little bit more hype than if you're doing like 6-man callouts or 5-man callouts. They don't know what to look at.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I just feel like from an entertainment standpoint.
Yeah.
Are the 2-man callouts exciting because they're 1 and 2? And everyone's like, oh, we don't know who it's going to be. If it's between 5th and 6th, are people going to be as like,
ooh? I think it's more about fan favorite. I think it's more about the fan favorites.
I think you're right, Ben. It's more exciting because it's 1st and 2nd, right? Like if Rami's 1st and Hottie's 2nd, again, like last year, for example. Yes, it's more exciting. Or actually, Brandon was 2nd, but like Hottie was 2nd Saturday night. So if those two are put up as 1st and 2nd, yeah, it's going to be more exciting than the 5th and 6th guy. But people know there's a rivalry with Ian and Hunter, for example.
Yeah.
So if they put fucking Hunter next to Ian and they're like just a 2-man call out, that's going to be exciting for people that like actually follow the sport. So, or like Nick and Bonac have had like words, right? Like friendly rivalry before the Arnold. Because
I didn't know that.
Well, not like negative stuff, but just like they were commenting back and forth about competing, right?
Yeah, they were.
So I think it'd be cool to have Bonac and Nick come out and do one. Like that kind of stuff I think is good for the sport.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything wrong with
that. Yeah.
But they do get fucking worked over before that happens anyway.
Yeah.
Like Steve's gonna work everyone.
Yeah.
Steve's gonna fucking batter them.
But think about it though, then nobody could say like, oh, I didn't get to stand next to this guy or that guy. Like you shuffle them all around.
Look, I think if you're gonna do it at any show, the Olympia is the one where you give everyone a look, right?
Yeah.
Like, okay, in Chicago, yeah, you might not. Or
wouldn't it be cool? Wouldn't it be cool? Sorry to interrupt you. Wouldn't it be cool if they came out? I just thought of this. If they came out with a way digitally, you could like vote with your phone, like who you want to see next to each other, or maybe they had something on the seats where you could push a button.
It's like a '90s game show they used to do.
Like I want to see number 6 and number 5. I want to see James and I want to see fucking.
Like how did he win the people's choice?
Yeah, Roddy won that before.
Who votes? Because I was in the fucking crowd. I didn't fucking vote.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, maybe
who's voting for that?
I don't know how that works.
Maybe it's online. I don't know.
Yeah. All right, so let's talk, Ben. Let's talk about James like he's not here. Where's James gonna pretend he's not here? Let's just put him on.
It's easy because I can just defer to our conversation yesterday, right?
Yeah.
I said I had James in 5th or 6th, right? I'm pretty sure I said that.
Yeah, you said something like that. I had a conversation with my wife the other day, and she was a little bit blown away by my prediction.
Go on.
I think I have James in 4th.
Let's see it.
Maybe 5th at. It's really going to depend on Nick and how he looks standing next to him, and Ian standing next to him. But I think after, and this is assuming everybody's 100%. But we have Rami.
We want everyone 100.
Yeah, Rami, Hottie. I really would like to see Brandon next to James.
I would as well. I said that.
Yeah,
because I just feel like I can take Brandon. I've said it before.
Last year, I would not have agreed with that statement, but after seeing the changes you've made this year, like the development of the arms, the lats are bigger, the chest is bigger. I really want to see, because your waist, it looks better now. Like even if your waist hasn't actually shrunk, it looks like it shrunk because everything else is bigger.
Brandon's still going to have the a crazy taper that he's always had.
A joke.
Yeah, he's still going to have that.
But are you going to look more balanced? That's what I'm wondering.
I'm going to outmuscle him. I'm going to out actually hard like density muscle him, because I train like I want that, and then there's no disrespect to him, but he doesn't train like me, and it will show. It'll be like putting Dorian. If it translates, it'll be like putting Dorian next to Flex Wheeler.
I've noticed you've been posting a lot of Dorian stuff lately. It's
of course
you're drawing a lot of inspiration.
All the inspiration, because he beat people that were at first glance better structure than him in shape. And when you look at the finer details, the minutiae, the things within the physique, the quality of the striations and the density and the tissue quality and the polish, that's what I want the judges at the Olympia to be focusing on. And if they do, that's why I'm confident that I can beat guys who are a lot more, say, round, full, somewhat blessed in certain attributes than me, because there's attributes I have they don't. and I'm going to play to those attributes, and I'm going to really play to them because even I've had people that I trust say that those attributes can outweigh the ones that these people have.
Yeah. James, are you? I'm going to be superficial for a minute because I just am. But are you thinking about money at all?
No, I haven't. Do you know what? Money hasn't even crossed my mind once.
Really?
No.
See, it did at
the Arnold when I saw myself not there and not do it.
What did you say? I'm a piece of shit because I think about that.
Yeah, that's all you're fucking worried about.
When I saw the Arnold, I was like, I should have done that because I would have got paid well.
Okay, wait a minute, Ben. In my defense, when I was competing, I didn't think about the money. But now, since I'm not competing, I get to be on the other side of it, and I'm like, this motherfucker could win $400,000.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
it's life changing.
That's kind of, yeah.
And that's a byproduct. But I want that to be a byproduct of my desire to be Mr. Olympia.
Of course. Nobody's doing this for the money.
Like I say, the only thing I did when I looked at Arnold result and the pictures and the results, I was like, I could have got paid quite well this weekend. I think.
Where do you think you would have been?
Probably second.
You think Nick would have beat you?
Yeah.
Really?
That show, I think so. I think because I think people underestimate Nick. And because you've got to bear in mind, I was proposed to be ready for the Olympia, so I'm not ready yet for the Arnold. But I think me and my state of what I could have brought to that show, I do think I could have been as high as second. And that would have been a nice bit of money.
Ben, let's talk about him like he's not here again. Okay, now that I know what James is thinking, I'm gonna move him back to fifth. Because he just told me. So
what?
Well, because now that doesn't mean I can't beat Nick at the Olympia.
I know.
He said, bear in mind, I'm telling you, I came to America to do the Olympia, and if I had jumped in at the Arnold, I still think I would have got second.
Oh, just kind of
off of my being 2 weeks out.
Yeah,
for sure. Because I saw myself in Dubai before I left Dubai, and I was pissed I wasn't getting a flight straight to Columbus.
Wow. Yeah, because
to a certain extent.
When I speak to you on Friday, James, the Friday before, and you said to me, "I'm ready."
No, I've been ready to place really well in a show. Like I say, the Olympia is the Olympia, so that's why I say Nick. I think Nick peaked perfectly for that show because he wanted that show. So that's why I'm giving him that credit. I'm not taking anything away from Ian or anybody. I'm just saying my current physique, I think, would have beat every physique up there except for Nick. Because I think I would have had more separation. I think it was a good Ian, but I don't think it was the best Ian I've seen. He was incredible, but I think my body's fresher. And I think my fresh James on that stage would have been enough to pip a second place. And can agree with me or not, it doesn't matter because it didn't happen. But that just lets me know going into Olympia that the only people that weren't there were Bonac, Ramy, and Huddy. So therefore, I think I can push up with those boys.
You guys think, and obviously none of us are going to know this till we see him, but is age going to catch up with him, or is Bonac
still? Not yet. I think he's still a good Bonac this year.
You still think we're going to see the same?
Yeah, I think we'll see like a 90% Bonac, which is still good.
I think you're going to see him slip down a little bit.
Why you say that, Ben?
Just from the look that I saw.
With the guest
posing? You're only given what you're given, right? So it's hard to, who fucking knows? He could look incredible.
Yeah.
I just think maybe if he comes in at 6th, I wouldn't be surprised.
Maybe we're playing the Dexter game though, where like every one of us is like, yeah, he's got to get old eventually. And who the fuck knows? He might show up looking awesome again.
Yeah, but I also think he's battling with his structure because I think he's almost spilling off his frame a little bit. Like, I think he's...
Yeah. I'm worried more about his legs being not the same size they were before, or him not being able to have the sharpness that he had in his best years.
And he's with a new coach, right? So it could be hit or miss.
This is why, like Akim, I feel like Akim really missed the mark at this Olympia.
Oh, because he switched coaches halfway through at the Arnold, right?
Yeah. I feel, and Akim could have won this Arnold.
I don't know. I don't think Akim at his best could have beat Nick.
Akim last year Olympia would have been a good fight with Nick. But
it would have been a good fight, but I think Nick would have beat him from the back.
Yeah.
I think that would have been the change.
But then
there.
and then you got Akim from the side from last year's Olympia was pretty good. So it's one of those, isn't it?
Yeah.
So that would have been a nice battle. That's the battle I was hoping to see, but it obviously never came to fruition because unfortunately Akim just didn't nail it. But he'll be better at Olympia, I'm sure.
What do you think, Ben? Do you think Akim at his very best can pull ahead of Nick?
I don't think so.
I don't think so now.
I rated Nick, but I think I underestimated him, like James said, after seeing what I saw. And I was going off of New York, there wasn't much competition, so I was kind of hedging my bets before I jumped on that train.
Mm-hmm.
Having seen him now against genuine, close to genuine top 6 Olympian, against Ian, against Akim, mate. Akim's a top 6 Olympian. I think he's proven, not that he needed to prove himself to me, like he didn't give a fuck what I think, but I think he's the real deal. Yeah, I think he's.
The good thing about Nick is he's got his head right where it needs to be. He isn't concerned by anyone.
I was just going to say, I don't think Nick gives a fuck what anybody thinks.
And that's how he's
the only thing that's going to hold Nick back is his own physical limitations.
Yeah, I've actually
whatever they might be.
I think I've learned quite a lot from Nick's ways this year, and I actually think a lot of it's positive.
I think a lot of us have.
Yeah,
that's great. I said that to Nick.
The self-belief is very important, and he's exuded that.
I think it was after the podcast we did before the Arnold. I messaged him and I was like, man, I think, people talk about inspiring people. I think the term almost is thrown around a little bit too lightly. The way Nick is behaving is like truly inspiring people. And I'm talking about, I get messages from people about Nick from like 20 years old all the way to 50 years old that are like, Nick's proven that I should just work harder, and Nick's proven that I could do this and I can do that. And yeah, I think a lot of us has kind of picked up a little bit of something from him this year.
I'm very inspired, and this is just I'm privileged to have known James before he became this, right? So I know James isn't genetically just handed on the plate. Not that I don't want to take away from, but there are certain people that fast track their way to where they are because they have God-given, or whoever you believe in, they have.
You froze.
Right in the middle of the important
Right in the middle of your best speech.
Ben, come back.
Ben, James needs to hear this.
Can't be left on a cliffhanger like this. No.
I know exactly where he's going with it.
I know as well, and I agree, and I have nothing but
Ben,
respect.
you there?
Yeah, sorry, there's a storm overhead going fucking nuts.
Right in the main, the best speech you're about to give. So James,
I delivered it. I did a fucking monologue like you wouldn't believe.
He had the skull out and everything.
Off air, you were like he froze again.
The storms in Texas, people. So we might lose Ben. Unfortunately,
it's okay. You know what, James? I feel like we're not going to do a 2-hour today because I know you're in prep mode and I don't want to sit here and make you just sit here and answer questions and shit. No, I just wanted to have a conversation. I'd talk to you in a while, man.
It's been a while,
see how you're doing.
Appreciate it. It's been very interesting. I'm just, head down for a few more days and then just want to show you all of what I've been working on, really, and that's it.
Yeah. It's weird. We don't talk a lot off the podcast, but I feel like because I get to talk to you for 2 hours every week, that's my I get to catch up.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I haven't talked to you in a couple of weeks. So
yeah, because of the travel and stuff, just been hard because the time difference in Dubai was quite drastic.
Yeah.
I was like the other end of the continuum when it comes to time.
Yeah.
Whereas now, obviously, we're a lot more in sync, all of us. So
yeah.
It's been nice to be able to get on here and just at least have a pre-Olympia catch up because you kind of got to do it. You got to let people know where you're at, and I know people have been asking. So yeah.
Okay, so you're in the US until November 20th. Ben, I'm coming to stay at your house. I can't hear you.
Got no volume there.
Your mic is on mute.
I love it.
Mother, bed's right here. That's what I'm saying.
That looks like an alright bed. That looks suitable.
Do you have more than one of those? Because James is going to be staying there too.
I'll just share it with you.
I have a guest house. I have a guest house next to the gym.
Do you?
Yeah, 3-bedroom guest house out there, like there, and then the gym's there.
All right. Well, James, after the Olympia,
sign us up.
We should line it up, and then I will get my COVID test and all that shit and fucking.
It's easy, man. Just get it done.
James, I'll see you after the Olympia. Fouad's going to make a bullshit excuse to not come.
I swear to God, I'm going to come. I promise.
I don't believe in God, so swear to someone else.
Yeah, Ben, I know that me and you are catching up. Me and you've got like some breakfasts to have ASAP.
So. Okay, wait a second. Am I excluded because you guys think I'm full of shit?
No, we're excluded till you arrive.
So
you're invited. You are more than invited.
There's a space at the table. We just need
I'm just booking for 2 people, not 3.
Because you don't believe me. Now I gotta do it out of spite, just to fuck
ego.
You do. You honestly do.
All right, Ben, we're gonna wrap it. You were off, but I told James I was gonna wrap up early because he's a week out, and I don't want to fucking bother him with talking.
Well, let's sing James off, and we'll do a prediction.
Yeah, get me out of there so that you guys can now talk more shit.
Yeah, but then your shit's gonna cut off because of the storm. I'm gonna be talking to myself.
Come on now. You're wasting
time. All right. Well,
you've got to do some questions and answers.
All right, we'll do some questions until your internet kicks off.
Yeah, I think that sounds about right.
All right, so, James.
I'm gonna love you and leave you both, but it's been great catching up, and maybe catch up with you next week when I'm in actual Orlando because I'm there from Tuesday. Maybe we can do a last minute, little 20-minute pre-show like we did in Spain, kind of thing.
That'd be awesome.
No, yeah. So I pretend freeze.
I'll be with Ben anyway because next week he's going to be there, so we might just come on together in one place.
Yannika's coming. Yannika's coming to Disney. No, where are we going? Universal.
Yes.
Hi, Yannika.
You're in Universal, aren't you, Yannika, with Ben and Donnie's?
Yeah, Wednesday.
Sweet.
All right.
James is missing out on that. We're going to dress up as minions and go.
It's all good. I just want to see some great pictures, and I want you to all have a fantastic time.
I'm going to miss out on that too. Fucking living in Canada. I gotta fucking move from this place.
Get out of there, man. It's not necessary. I'm moving here, so that's good.
Are you?
Yeah, fuck it.
No, you're not. You're not.
All right, we'll see. Because I guarantee you I will.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, I've been talking about moving to Texas. So if James moves, I'm going to move.
All right, I'm moving.
Don't move to Texas. I'm moving to Colorado.
I'm definitely moving, so I was getting the ball rolling. Yeah.
Wow. Okay, James, go. Do your thing, man. Go relax.
All right. Love you both. See you later. Yeah.
Catch up next week, okay?
Definitely. Have a nice one, guys.
Okay,
peace,
bro.
love.
Take it easy.
Peace.
Bye. All right, man. It's me and you. We haven't done one. It hasn't been me and you in forever.
Yeah, I know, because you felt like you needed someone else to carry the podcast, not just have me on. So I get it.
Don't take offense. I always feel like I need a third person. It's not you.
I bet you don't say the same thing to Summer.
I do. She just tells me to fuck
off. Yeah, she blocks it. No.
We're not having a third person. Fuck you. That's just I've tried. I'm telling you, I've tried. Have you ever tried?
Not with my current relationship.
No?
That's the mother of my son. That ain't happening now.
Yeah. In previous relationships, you've tried.
That ship has sailed now, but yes. Previously.
I want to talk about it so bad, but I'm not allowed.
Why are you not allowed?
Oh, because man, my fucking
in the
wife's
past.
Yeah, but my wife's gonna want. Some women don't want to fucking hear you going on about your past.
I had the weirdest situation ever one time, where this girl was dropped off to me, and then I let something slide. I was like, that's a bit odd, but I'm gonna bang her anyway.
What'd you let slide?
Well, so this is, God, I'm going to sound like the worst, most unprofessional. Fuck it. There's a girl in my gym, and her boyfriend used to come in. And then like a year later, I hadn't seen him in like a year, and she ended up coming around to my house, and he dropped her off.
What?
And I was like, well, maybe they're just friends. And then afterwards, I asked her, and she was like, no, he's going to pick me up when I call him. Like,
oh my God.
I was like, you can call him now. Now you can call him.
After you.
Oh yeah, we were done. Yeah, because I suspected something. I was like, I don't want to know until afterwards. So fuck it. Just like ignorance is bliss, right? So I was like,
this isn't helping your promiscuous shit that we talked about before that you didn't want anybody to know about.
Oh, you're recording this, huh?
Yeah. No, but don't you think?
No, that wasn't my fault. She was the slut, not me.
That's true. I give you that.
I was single.
You're 100% right. I can't believe some guys are like that. Eh? Could you imagine? Could you imagine driving your fucking girl and being like, okay, honey, have a good time, and I'll be back in an hour, and like, what the fuck?
Well, he went to his buddies and they were playing like Xbox, and he was and I was like,
what?
Okay.
I almost think that's worse than being a cuck.
Because being in the room.
Because at least if you're a cuck, you're sitting there watching and getting
off on it.
Yeah,
you're getting off on it, right?
Yeah.
Look, everyone has their little fetish. If that's yours, you don't choose your fetishes, right? They just kind of the wiring in your brain. So it's like, whatever. You're gay. You like feet, whatever. Yeah.
You like to watch other guys bang your girl.
But you're right. You're not going to go around to your buddies, play Xbox, and be like, just let me. Like what? Or unless he then picks her up, and then he goes, okay, now tell me about it.
Yeah.
Like, that must happen.
Did she film it?
No, not well. If she did, I wasn't fucking aware.
Let me ask you this question: if she would have said to you, "My boyfriend's in the car. He wants to come in and watch," would you have said okay?
Yeah, probably.
See, so that's weird. Why would he opt for the story afterwards instead of just watching?
Because maybe they're building up to that point. Maybe this is the first.
Yeah, the next one.
Like, well, next time we'll ask him. And she got blocked after that.
I wonder. Yeah.
And the weird thing was she was. Okay, let me caveat this. Legally, she was very young, and he was older than I am now.
Yeah.
So
maybe it was one of those things where like he was just happy to be with her. And she's like, I'm going to do whatever I want, but you can bang me sometimes.
Well,
okay. So I was going to ask you, do you think it's normal that, because I think it's normal, but do you think it's normal that some women or men don't want to hear about their partner's past?
I think it's normal. Yeah, I think it's normal.
It's normal, right?
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to hear about I don't want my wife to be like, yeah, so I fucking back in college. I don't want to know.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with it as much now that I'm a little older. Back like 10 years.
Okay, so
your internet keeps dropping up, man. No, what's wrong with that?
So 10 years it used to bother you.
Yeah, I'd be like get really jealous and pissed off about it, you know?
Okay, so I'm not talking about that way. I don't get jealous. I still just don't want to, like, I feel like there's no point. Like, what's the point?
Well, unless you're one of those guys that's getting a rock on from it.
That's what I'm saying. Like, like if you're not getting off on it, then why do I need to know, like, oh, so I got this, like, if my wife comes to me, he's like, I got this really good story for you about this one time I went to my girlfriend's. I'd be like,
the best time ever. No.
I'll pass. I don't want to know, right? So me and my wife kind of have that rule, like we just don't talk about that kind of shit. Kind of leave it out.
Do you know any of her exes?
Oh yeah, I know all of them.
Like actually know them or know who?
No. Like I think she's had like 3 boyfriends before me or some shit. Like I've seen pictures of all. Like we've talked about it. It's not that it's not like I'm not one of those guys who's like, no, I can't hear anything. I'm just like,
yeah.
Okay, I got the detail. I got the gist of it. I don't.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So
I got the cliff notes, not the fucking.
Yeah. Okay. So anyway, I don't know how we got onto that, but going back to the Olympia real quick.
Yeah. Segue back to the.
Okay, predictions. Are we going to write these down? Are we betting? Are we betting anything? This is a big show.
I'm not fucking betting you shit.
Oh. You have enough tattoos. One more tattoo won't bother you.
I'm actually toying the idea of getting a few more, but
I want to get my arm finished.
I didn't know you have anything on your arm. I didn't know you had that. Why did I not know you have that?
It says sacrifice. It says
nice.
It says it both ways.
Yeah, I got it.
So I wanted to finish, like, kind of come down the forearm.
With what?
I don't know. My the guy who does my tattoos is like an artist. He's really good. He said something about drawing. I know this sounds really cheesy, so I'm not sure I'm going to do it. But yeah. I said something like, at the time we were talking about, it was a couple of years ago, and I was like, I felt tied to bodybuilding, but I felt like I wanted to get away from it, but I couldn't get away from it because I loved it. So he's like, well, why don't we do something with bodybuilding and chains and time, and like I'll work something out for you. We can do like a mural of some sort with all 3 things combined.
Yeah.
So I thought that was kind of cool, but I don't want a bunch of chains going down my forearm. It's got to look a certain way, right?
You're like, who's that fighter that has the cage like print on him? You know,
I think I've seen it. I don't know who you're talking. I don't know the guy you're talking about, but I think I know what you're saying. The tattoo.
Yeah.
Anyway, so you're getting another tattoo? What are you getting?
I'm gonna get several. I'm gonna probably get my back done, and then I'm probably gonna get this forearm done.
Do all your tattoos mean something to you, or do you just like art?
So this one is complete art.
Yeah.
This one I told to the artist, I want something with a rose in it and something with, and I want trash polka, which is this stuff. And then I let him go nuts on it. He free-handed the whole thing in 2 days. Yeah. This one I kind of designed myself because it was related to my motorbike crash.
Okay.
So there's obviously a skull for death.
Yeah.
There's the clock which has the time that I was born on it, like 4:48 in the morning. Yeah. And then there's a rose there, so it's like life and death and time and
I like it.
That kind of thing. These two it's a dragon eye and a tiger eye.
Yeah. Okay.
So I'm year of the dragon and my sister's year of the tiger.
And so, what is that, the Chinese New Year?
Yeah. So they're the two eyeballs
that's cool.
The guy did.
Yeah.
That one was just, I was 18, so that's all you need to know.
The Asian writing?
Yeah.
What's it say?
So, be strong.
You change it to live strong. Live strong.
Be like fire.
I want to show you the tattoo on my back. So I have one on my back too. People are always asking me because they're like, "Is that a chicken?" People are thinking like it looks like some guys like, "Is that a chicken on your back?"
All I can think of is the cartoon like Robert Chicken that's like.
No, this is it here. I got it from this book. It's Dynamic Anatomy is the book, and I wanted at the time I think I was like 30, and I was like deep into like.
That's a long time ago.
Yeah, it was like 10 years ago for me, more. And I was deep into like self-help books and reading about the mind and how it works. So I wanted like the thinking man, but I also wanted him to be muscular. And then I found this and I'm like, this is perfect.
Yeah.
So I got this shit on my back.
Have you? Where?
In the middle of my back.
Oh, big.
Yeah, it's like between my shoulder blades.
You sent me.
1 sec. Are you still there? Or did you freeze? Here, it's right here. See that? Maybe I find. Oh,
here. You got tan on.
Here's a better one. You see that? Oh, it's a fucked up photo though. Here, that's a better one. Right there.
Oh yeah. Is it a chicken?
Yes, it's a chicken.
Are you getting that? Are you getting more done to your back then?
No, I just want to finish my arm. The one thing I don't like about my tattoos is I can't see either one. I don't know if that sounds stupid to you, but I always like guys that have tattoos on their forearms. Like I feel like I could look down and like see what's actually there. Does that make sense?
I know what you mean. Yeah. The one on my neck.
Like when you look in the mirror, you can see your art, right? So
that's like my favorite one.
Are you seriously thinking about moving?
I mean, we're going to move. Like period. Yes.
I know, but are you thinking about moving from Texas?
And edging that way because I can't leave the house.
What do you mean?
It's too fucking hot. I'm not built for this fucking heat, so I don't leave the house. And then when I go and train, I'm just a fucking mess and it's miserable and I'm a grumpy bastard when I'm hot.
You should live in
Colorado.
Northern California. The weather there's because the weather there is fucking the most beautiful weather I've ever been in. It's like 70. It's like 75 and no humidity.
Well, see, when I was in Colorado, it was warm and no humidity.
Yeah, I wonder if that's because it's in the mountains.
I guess I just fucking like it, and I was like, oh, this is nice. In the summertime, I can walk around in a vest and shorts and not die.
Yeah.
That's why we're going on vacation there next month, because I said I don't want to go on our beach holiday because I'm bored of the heat.
That's where Brett's from, right? Colorado.
Yeah, that's why I was with him.
Yeah. That's cool. So you'd have a friend there, and is it Armbrust?
Armbrust. That gym's fucking.
Armbrust gym's awesome. There. That's fucking pretty badass too.
Well, I do want to. Wherever I move to, I'm going to open a fucking mega gym. So.
You want to open a mega gym?
I'm going to open a mega gym. Yeah.
Really? It's one of your like dreams?
I'm storing equipment. And
so when you say mega gym, how big are you talking? Because like I want to open a public gym, but I only want it to be like 12,000 square feet.
So I don't know whether this will be the end or whether I'll just jump straight to it, whether there might be a middle phase of a smaller gym.
Give me the end. What's the end look like?
Have you been to the new destination?
Not the new one, no.
Think of the old one. You went to the old one, right?
Yeah.
Okay, about one and a half times as big as that.
Yeah.
And then, but I want it very clean. Like Destination is great, but it's very just a bit.
I like Destination. It's got like a rough but clean feel to it. You don't want it like spotless clean, do you?
So I want it like. I was talking to Hunter about this. So you know how the LeBron gym is like.
Hunter's gym is like that. It's very, very clean.
Yeah, I want it like that, but imagine Hunter's gym, but then like scaled up.
Yeah. See, I don't want to offend anybody. I think Hunter's gym is badass. It's just not my taste.
No, you're more.
I like a little bit rough. I like Metroflex Long Beach is my favorite.
I was gonna say Metroflex Arlington's a bit too much, right? That's a bit too like AIDS.
Yeah, it's too grungy. No, Metroflex, like what I have set up now is like, you see the cinder block exposed, you can see the cement exposed.
Oh, I'm gonna have it pretty bad. I have some cool things in there. Like I'm gonna have a cage, which is gonna be like Luke's corner. I'm gonna have a monolith of pullover. I told you this, a pullover. I'm gonna have some 250-pound dumbbells.
Yeah.
And then they're gonna come. Like I've got some badass stuff going in.
So you want to have like some soul to it.
Oh yeah.
Okay, because when I say clean, I'm thinking like when I think of Hunter's Gym, I think of awesome machines and a clean look, but I think of also drywall everywhere and rubber floors everywhere. And I'm like, it's cool, but I like a little bit of the exposed cement. I like a little bit of the exposed cinder block. I like murals, like that kind of stuff. Like I
think you take Hunter's and then take where yours is and just have it both big and somewhere in the middle. That's kind of. I have it in here. I know where I'm going with it.
So Dorian, so pure muscle fitness. I'm sure a lot of people have seen photos. So they have two sides. They have one side, it's kind of all matte black walls, still very, very clean. And then the new side is all white, kind of, it's also very clean.
Yeah.
The new side to me is beautiful, but it's too clean. And I think they did it on purpose. They wanted to be a little bit more inviting. It was like all white walls and stuff. I like the older side because it's like all black, kind of has like a little bit more hardcore feel to it.
Yeah.
I can do that kind of clean. I like that kind of clean.
Yeah.
But if
and like Denise is gonna, we already discussed this because I'm not cleaning shit, right? That's not my bag. Yeah. I'm gonna be coaching and I'm gonna have an office for myself to do my work in.
Yeah.
But Denise, it's kind of like for Denise to project manage. Well, it's gonna be fucking squeaky clean with her. So it's like
well, when I say, but what I hope people don't misunderstand me. When I say clean, I don't mean like germ clean or like dust. I want it to be dust and germ free. I mean, when I say clean, I mean the look of it. If it's too sterile to me, it doesn't feel like a gym.
I do like those look of like a real, when you see.
I really like destination with the garage doors and shit. The last one, I really like that.
The old one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I liked it. I really liked training there.
Yeah.
That's probably closer because the new one I like, but it's just a bit chaotic.
I haven't been there, so I can't comment on it.
There's a lot going on.
There's too many machines, you think?
There's too much and doesn't make sense. I think they need to just, if it was me, I'd be like, right, we need to have a weekend and we just need to move some things around.
Yeah, I find that sometimes at some gyms, they kind of don't know. I don't know why. It seems pretty obvious that you'd put like leg equipment together and back equipment together and stuff, but some gyms don't really know the.
Well, the leg, there is a leg room section at the back, and but it just, I would have it a little different.
Yeah.
I'd have it just flow a bit differently.
Yeah.
I like the feel of the old one. The old one had that like industrial big bench, that table they had in there. It's still kind of got that feel to it. I prefer the vibe of the old one, if I'm being honest.
Do you like when people use your equipment?
I want to close this gym. I want to fucking. I'm like, no, like
See,
we don't make
now you're
like,
an asshole.
We don't make money on this, right? This is just this isn't a money maker.
Yeah.
So I'm like, can we just fucking close it? Because it's pissing me off for people using this shit and then leaving shit on the machines.
This is why we get along, see? Because you're a dick and I'm a dick, just in different ways. So this is good. I'll explain. So when I put up my little private gym, I thought to myself, and the deal was when I built it that I would have to share it with hostile employees and employees of the factory that it's in, right? And I'm like, yeah, that's fine. And then when I spent all the money, I put everything in there, I was like, I don't really want anybody to touch it. So that was my attitude for like the first week. And then I went in there one day, I went to train early. It was on a lunch hour, and that's when all the staff people go in to train. It made me feel good. They're all in there. They were doing like a circuit workout. They were using all the fucking machines. They're all having a great time.
What's your current cycle? It's related.
I was off at the time.
That's what I'm saying. do what Flex Lewis used to do. Oh, actually, no, because you just said you liked it. Flex used to close his gym from 1 to 3.
No, I don't have to, because normally when I go, because they usually only train there's people there from 12 to 1, and then people there from 4:30 to 6.
Right.
So I just go in between. I'll either go in between before 4:30, or I'll go after 6. But it's kind of nice. Sometimes when I do want to be there with somebody, I'll go at 4:30 and I'll train with like those guys. So
no, you only go because you're the biggest fucker in there.
I'm the biggest, but unfortunately not the strongest.
Oh, who's got you?
There's a fucking kid in there. He works for us. He's strong as fuck. Like I'm talking like when I had the True Squat before I sold it, he was doing 6 plates on the fucking True Squat.
Oh, that's why you sold it, right? You're like, fuck that. I can't do 6 plates. It's out.
That's exactly why I sold it. Like, fuck this kid. I'm only doing 1 plate on this fucking thing. No,
you're like, kid, it's either the True Squat goes or you go. Choose.
Yeah. No, I sold it because it was bothering my knees. It's really, really good, but it's like, I don't think it's good if you have any type of knee issues. So I was like, fuck it. So I traded it. Actually, you know what I bought? I just want to show you. Oh, I bought the Rogers Squat Pro, but the original version.
Okay.
Yeah. What do you think of that?
I like it. I used it in San Diego, what used to be World Gym.
Yeah, I just bought it 2 days ago. I'm waiting for the guy to send it. I'm just gonna.
Who'd you get it from? Did you get it from my guy?
No, I got it from that Mind Paradise guy.
Oh yeah.
I think this is it here.
His name's Nick, right? Is it Nick?
I believe. No, Nick is the other guy. House Flex.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah.
I can't find a fucking. All I can find is the new ones. Here, wait. Let me see if I can show you. You'll help me find.
I think Tyler has.
This is the old one.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I got you.
Yeah.
So the new one.
This is the new one.
The new one, I believe, I have in storage at Tyler's.
Yeah, you bought. This is the one you bought, right?
I don't have it. I've got the hip press in my gym.
No, I know you have the hip.
Squat Pro is in storage. Yeah.
Yeah. So you bought this. So I wanted this one.
Yeah.
But the guy's like, look, I can get it for you, but it's like $3,000 or something like that, or a little bit
and
more.
The shipping must be a bitch on it as well, right?
Yeah. So I was like, okay. And then this one, he said he had this one for sale, but he hadn't posted it yet. And I'm like, well, it's the same fucking thing. It just doesn't look as pretty.
Yeah.
And he said this was the original one. So I was like, okay, fuck it. I watched a couple YouTube videos. I think this is the video I watched anyway. But anyway, so I bought that. And then the only thing left now I want for legs is that what the fuck? This thing here. Where is it? No, not that. This thing. This is the hip press, right?
No, that's the squat. That's the squat.
This one looks different.
That's not the hip press.
What's the difference?
This one. So go the middle one underneath that in the middle. That's the hip press.
Yeah, but what's the difference? Why does this have two?
Because you can do it independently, and it goes. So you look at where the foot plate is, right?
Yeah, I'm saying there's 2 foot plates.
But when you if you push, it goes this way, right?
Which way?
So if you're on that machine, you put your feet on it. When you press, it goes that way down.
Oh, okay.
When you push the hip press, it swings
out
that way.
Yeah.
And it loads slightly differently, but I like the hip press a lot. That's my favorite machine.
Yeah, this is the one I want. This is the only thing left. Yeah, that's the only thing left for me to get, because with the Squat Pro, I got the hack squat, the leg press, and the pendulum squat. So then this is the only leg piece left that I want.
I promise you, if you have knee or hip pain, this machine is the best thing.
This is the only other thing I saw that I wanted. No, not that one. This one. I want this really badly.
Oh, the standing, yeah.
Yeah, or there's an Icarian one too. That's really good. This one, I think.
Yes, they got that one at Destination. That's so fucking hard.
I love this one.
They got a big stack on it, and you can do like 3 plates down.
I know. That's why I love this thing. You can't fucking cheat at all. It's all hamstring.
Yeah.
Olympia. Okay. Olympia. You're gonna get a tattoo.
Go on, what are you saying? You found what?
I found the best way to save my knees on pendulum squats. Okay. So you know how everybody does reverse bands on hack squats?
No,
I don't believe in that shit. The other day, I'm not going to name any names. The other day, I saw this guy, swear to God, does not have great legs, doing hack squats with what looked like must have been fucking at least 8 plates, probably 10.
Yeah.
But he had two, not one, 2 bands that must have been like this wide.
The black ones or something, right? The fucking monster ones.
Wrapped around the shoulder rest. And I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? That's not alleviating pressure on your knees. That's literally taking like 200 pounds.
It's alleviating 6 plates aside, buddy. It's not how it works.
Yeah, like you only need, like me and John used to do this. Like we used to use a thin black band. It's like this thin. Yeah. I think they call it a Monster Mini or some shit at Elite FTS.
I know. Yeah.
That's all John would put on. He'd be like, this will take a little bit of pressure off your knees. And it did. It literally, you could just feel it at the very bottom.
Yeah.
But now I'm seeing guys using the thick fucking like. So anyway, listen. So the pendulum squat, I found a way. I don't use weight anymore. I use bands.
Mm-hmm.
So I put 1 plate on because it's okay at the bottom. The pendulum squat's heavier, so I can't do that much weight on it. But
what brand is it?
Pendulum. And it fucking sucks because I know the Atlantis one. Actually, this isn't it, because the one I have has a, what's it called? It's this one, I think. Yeah, because it has this extra piece.
Counterweight.
The counterweight. That's right. This one.
Yeah, that's paramount.
Yeah, the Atlantis one I can do like 5 or 6 plates on. This one I'm fucked. I can't do shit.
Really?
So anyway, I found out to save my knees, I put 4 bands on the bottom of it.
Uh-huh.
So I get the weight, but only at the top. So like I'll wrap the bands like down here.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I think as well, some of that has to do with it's decelerating you on the way up.
Well, yeah. I mean, look, so I wrap the bands here and wrap around the post here. And then I get all the stretch from about this point up.
Yeah. And progressively, right?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
As you're getting close to lockout, there's more and more tension. But I think it's decelerating you into that extension. So I think it's taking like that. It's not loading the knees kind of as quickly. If that, I don't know how to explain it. You know what I mean, right?
No, I know exactly what you mean. And then when I come down, you
can't lock out as quick as you would
if
it was just straight weight.
So I feel like, let me see if this makes more sense. I can't snap the weight. I have to power through it. So it's more muscle.
You have to place it up.
Yeah. Yes.
It's like place each time.
So last week I did this. My knees were bothering me. So I started doing this shit. I fucking woke up the next 3 days, quads sore as fuck, knees totally fine.
Yeah.
So I did it again today. I'm like, okay, fuck. Because this is what me and John used to do. I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to go back, because when I try going heavy, inevitably I wake up the next day, quads aren't sore, knees are destroyed.
Yeah.
So,
hey, well, if you come here and we get on that hip press before you buy one, you're going to get sore. Like imagine your quad soreness all the way up to the hip.
Yeah,
high on the quad as well. You're like, fuck, how'd I get sore up there?
That's what I want. Yeah. But I've never had good workouts with that hip press, but I haven't used the one you have. I used the hammer strength one.
Oh, I like that one too. The horizontal leg press. I do like that.
Let me see if I can.
That was my backup if I couldn't get hold of the Rogers. That one in the middle. No,
this one. This is the one I used to use. Yeah.
That I like. But you know what you have to do? And you have to do the same thing with the hip press. You have to put your feet on it like you're going to do a toe press.
Okay. Oh, so at the very bottom, you mean?
So you have to have if that's the, let me use my mouse. If that's the plate, you have to put your foot like that on it.
Really?
You can't have your foot on the plate.
Why?
Just trust me on it.
I do. I'll trust you. Yeah, I'll do it. I'm just saying.
It's just like so much more quad, and you get a little better like ankle mobility from it.
Yeah.
Into the it allows your knee to move better, and it's just
okay.
I promise you, anyone that's doing that, take your feet and just take them slightly off the bottom of that foot plate, and then try it. And
just the heel, just the heel a little bit though. You don't want like your fucking whole foot off.
Yeah. So like if that's your, it's like there, right?
Just the bottom part of your heel. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, like 2-3 inches of your heel off, so that most of it's going through here.
Yeah.
And it's all quad.
Okay. I have to talk equipment forever. I need more arm stuff too.
All right, so Regan's going to win the Olympia.
Oh, I forgot about Regan. You know what's funny? Every time I do predictions, people get pissed off because I forget somebody. Okay, Ben is going to get a hostile tattoo
and a fucking pay rise.
I'm putting an H. I just drew an H next to your name. There's an H to see it. That's the symbol. So H tattoo.
I want to get a Phoenix tattoo. That's why you asking what I'm going to get. I'm going to get a Phoenix tattoo.
What does a Phoenix tattoo look like? You mean the name Phoenix, or like is there?
No, like the bird on fire.
Oh, okay.
Like Phoenix rising up, because that's my son's.
I mean, I know that's
Phoenix.
your son's name, but like, is that the like? But that's like, really?
What?
Well, I mean, it's not. Is that why you called him Phoenix?
Well, actually, yeah, it was one of the things. I thought we were doing Olympia predictions. You want to hear why I called my son what I did?
Yeah. Who cares?
Okay, so
anybody can turn this off anytime they want.
And they got timestamps, right? So you can jump to the Olympia predictions, which
it could be like Ben's kid for 5 minutes, and then they'll just still skip it.
All right. So after my last show last year, right? It was Denise's birthday. We went to the hotel that I proposed to her in Dallas, and we were umming and ahhing about certain names. And I think Phoenix was on the list. There was like 4 names, and Phoenix was one of them. Anyway, we go and put Mulan on, you know, the new film, the new live action one.
Yeah.
Well, they changed it from a dragon to a phoenix. Spoiler alert, if you haven't watched it, then sorry. But
away.
Eddie Murphy was the dragon in the first one, which was like my favorite character. And then the new one, it's a phoenix, which I was like, that's weird. And anyway, I was like, oh, well, Phoenix, that's coincidence. And she was like, oh, yeah. Anyway, we went and ate like every single cheesecake in Cheesecake Factory, and we were nearly sick. Went to bed, slept, woke up next morning, and I was like, oh, we need to take a long fucking walk to the pancake restaurant because I've still got some cheesecake in here. I need to move it down. So we go on this walk, and we go through the arts district, and we go past this gallery, and in the gallery, like in the atrium, is like a fucking 50-foot phoenix.
So it's spoken.
And I was like, hey,
the movie, the art gallery.
Yeah. So then I was like, sorry, kid, you're stuck with Phoenix.
I think Phoenix is a cool name.
I like it. I'd want to be called Phoenix if I wasn't called Ben, because it's cooler.
Ben's boring and Fouad's fucked up. So Phoenix is definitely better for both of us.
Do people ever pronounce your name right?
No.
I had some people calling, like, talking to me about you, and they were like, oh, Fouad. And I'm like, there's no H. Where's the H in there?
No, the H is not even, there's the L is worse. People fucking.
Where's there an L in there?
People ask my name. I'll say Fouad. They'll say Foulad. And I'm like, no, I didn't. There's no L. I don't know where it comes. I'm telling you.
So how would you, for those dumbasses out there, it's Foo as in like Foo Fighters, right?
As in like Fouad.
As in like
Foo
like and then
addition.
Advert. Yeah.
Or
Foo,
yeah.
Fouad. That's how I say it.
Or ad for as much advertising as I do.
That's a lot. That's a lot of ads. That's a lot of ads.
I got a new advertiser, new sponsor coming on next month.
Oh, you have?
Soap. Men's grooming and soap supplies.
Okay. Are you getting better? I don't watch the podcast. Are you getting better at the ad reads now? Are they getting?
Okay, so can I explain the ad reads, please? So I've seen other guys I watch on YouTube do ad reads, mainly like Chael Sonnen, or like if I watch it like Ben Shapiro or whatever fucking thing I watch, right? There's usually somebody doing an ad read. They just read it. They'll literally go like this and they'll fucking read it. Or it'll be like on their desk and they read it. Or like when Chael does it, he'll have it on the screen and you can see him reading it, right? So I thought I'd do the same shit. So when I got the ads, I just started reading them. And people were like, look, he's fucking reading. And I'm like, what, I'm not supposed to read?
Yeah.
So I just messaged when people sponsor the show now or want their ads read, I'm like, I'm just going to do it in my own words.
Oh, okay.
Like,
you just know.
Yeah. And they're like, oh, cool.
Better.
Yeah. They're like, okay, you can do that if you want. I'm like, okay, cool. So it feels more natural now because I use, I'll use whatever it is. I'll be like, okay, this is what I want to say about it. So yeah, I think they're better. I mean, unless people are just making me feel good by not telling me their shit anymore. So anyway, okay, so Ben's gonna get a tattoo of a hostile symbol. Fouad is gonna do what? What am I gonna do? I gotta get a tattoo?
Well, you already want a tattoo. You get a neck tattoo.
No, fuck you. I'm not getting a neck tattoo. I'll get a tattoo of Ben's name. Okay, Ben.
Oh my God, you think the fuck?
I'll get a big B somewhere.
Well, you can turn it into, as you know, do BC and it's like bro chat, but it's bro chat.
Yeah, that's right. Then after,
No, it's not. No, it's fucking not. We all know what it is.
Perfect. I could start with a B and then like a few months down the road, I'll add the C and we'll be done. Okay.
No, my initials are BC.
So there you go. I'll do your initials, so then it'll count for both, and I don't give a shit. Okay. Okay, first.
Rami.
Me too.
Well, then that's the bet off, then, isn't it?
No, it's not. We got the bet.
What are the parameters of the bet? What
the
are
top
the parameters?
six? The closest person in the top six.
Okay.
Right? Okay. Second.
Right. Howdy.
Second.
What are you saying?
Howdy.
Oh, then it really is going to get close because I know we're going to have slightly different 4, 5s, and 6s.
Third.
Nick.
Third. I'm going to say James.
Here we go. Now it's getting exciting.
Okay, fourth.
Hunter.
I'm going to say Nick. No, wait. Holy fuck, this is a tough one, man. Forgot Brandon Curry, man.
Oh, fuck.
I think James can beat Brandon Curry. And I love Brandon Curry. Please, nobody message Brandon
I
Curry.
really think Brandon's going to be improved. Like, from what I've seen, his lower body's really come up as well. I don't want to count him out.
Okay, can I just explain to people why I said what I said? So Brandon Curry is a former Mr. Olympia. He's fucking got an incredible physique, but unless he's brought up his legs, I feel like James will be the same size and more balanced.
I think he has brought up his legs though.
Well, that's the thing. If he's brought up his legs, then I think he'll be third. I think, actually, I'll rephrase that. If he's brought up his legs, he could be second. Well, he beat Hottie on Friday night. Actually, he beat Hottie at the Olympia period. But Friday night, he beat him, and then Hottie couldn't make up ground on Saturday enough to take back second place. Brandon was second place at the Olympia last year, right? Or am I mistaken about that? People give me shit. People give me shit.
Oh, now you're making me question myself now. I thought Hottie was second and Brandon was third.
People give me shit all the time.
And Phil was fourth.
Because I forget.
Phil was fourth, right?
No, Brandon Curry was second. Phil was third. Hottie was fourth. We're way off.
Oh, then I was fucking there. How did I get that wrong?
Because the narrative has changed all year because everyone's been looking at fucking Hottie. This is the results from last year. Rami.
Yeah, but look at Hottie at finals, though.
No, I said he was second place at finals. I know. As I'm saying, like, I think he could be second because he was second Saturday night. So Phil's out. If Brandon's legs are better, I think Brandon can beat Hottie.
I'm just saying they fucked Addy over, by the way, at prejudging. Anyway, they fucked Addy at prejudging. Yes, they did. Yeah, Phil was not. He was ahead of Phil at prejudging.
Oh, Phil, yeah, Phil. I thought you meant Brandon. Okay, I'm gonna restart. No. I got to restart this now because I like a nice, neat paper. Ben, Fouad.
All right. Well, hang on. Let's start again because I'm questioning myself now.
Well, that's why I am starting again. So Rami first.
Yeah. Okay. Hadi second.
Hadi second for sure.
Yeah. For me, yes.
I'm going to say Brandon Curry second.
Okay, I'm putting Brandon third. Nick fourth.
Curry Hunter third. Nick fourth. Hunter fifth.
James sixth.
James sixth. Are you sure?
No, I'm not fucking sure. Okay,
well, at some point,
are you sure?
I haven't done mine yet.
I'm gonna ask you after you've written yours down, are you sure? And you're still gonna say no.
Rami, Curry. I'm gonna say
you had James in third a minute ago.
I know. I'm gonna say Hottie. James
over Nick.
Nick. Bonac.
Bonac.
Okay.
Hey, this is fucking good this year, huh? What about Nathan?
Until I know for sure that Nathan can make it to the US, I'm not going to put him on the list.
Okay, we're reserving judgment.
Because I honestly, because he's got to get this like what's it called? An NE something or NE1 or some shit. I can't remember the name of it. He's got to get the visa, but there's another thing he's got to get to not have to quarantine.
The fast, yeah.
And I don't know how the fuck he's going to get that. So I'm going to leave him off the list until I know he's in the US.
Like if he's not on a plane on Sunday,
yeah,
he's kind of.
I hope to God I hope to God I'm wrong. I hope he's got everything set up. I hope he's going to be there. If Nathan's there, Nathan, fuck man, that makes it even harder.
Let's stay as we are. Let's just.
We don't want to make it any more difficult.
Oh, fucking, my brain is fried because. Ooh. All right, so do you want to go outside? Do you want to call it after that or no? You have a tiebreaker?
What are you talking about?
You want to go 7th through to 10th? Just for giggles?
Yeah, okay. 1 second. Are we sure about these ones though?
Ask me next Sunday. I'll tell you whether I'm sure. Fuck no, I'm not sure. Look, I think from 3rd to 10th, you could have them. You could literally throw it up in the air and they could land anywhere, and you'd be like, "Yeah, that looks."
I don't think so anymore. I think Nick is clearly going to be. I think Nick has put himself. Okay, so remember we used to talk about tiers, 1st tier, 2nd tier, all that shit.
Yeah.
So I agree with Ian now. There is such a thing as an elite tier, which is above 1st tier. Elite tier is Curry, Hottie, Rami, and I think Nick has put himself there now. The only thing left to be seen is if James has put himself in there. Because I do believe after seeing the Arnold, because that's the thing, when I watched the Arnold, Nick is hands down 1st place. Like there's a separation. Yeah. There's a separation between Nick and then 2nd. So that means
right. You notice how the whole argument was over 2nd, right?
Yeah, right. So
the whole narrative afterwards was about 2nd place.
Yeah. So what that says to me then is Nick has put himself in the category away from those guys, and that category is with Hottie, Rami, and Brandon. So I want to put Nick in 4th, but James is a wild card, and after talking to James tonight, I'm a little bit like, I think he's got something special to show, man.
The mindset of James terrified me in a very good way.
Yeah, but I think he's going to have the physique to back that mindset up.
Like a 90% Bonac is still a top 6 Olympian, right? That's a dangerous man.
Okay, so then if we go 7th,
okay,
who do you have 7th?
Well, I got Bonac in 7th, right? Because he's not in my top 6.
I got Hunter.
Okay.
No. Oh shit. I got Ian. Ian.
Okay.
Who do you have after Bonac?
Probably Ian.
Ian. I got Hunter.
So Akim. We see they put a list up earlier. There's a list on is it buys and tries or
yeah, I think he's the one who put it up.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, I got it. James, Regan, Rami, Curry, Phil Heath.
1 second. He's not on it.
It's on the list. Oh, he's qualified, right?
Okay, so
this is Andrea Presti, Justin Rodriguez, Rulli, Nathan Hunter.
I'm looking at it. I'm looking at it with you.
Oh yeah, that's the rest. Yeah.
Okay, so I think so what I got here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think after Hunter, I must have.
I got Akim after Ian.
Yeah, I think we might be back in sync at that point, even though Justin just beat Akim.
I got Akim, then Justin.
I think Regan's gonna do some shit. Doesn't Regan look good to you?
Yeah, but he looked good last year, and then when he walked out on stage, his physique looked. I do not mean this literally flimsy next to those bigger boys.
Is it me? Like, this is crazy, right? His physique is phenomenal, and he's massive up top.
Mm-hmm.
But he's got great legs, but for some reason, his legs look like they should be bigger.
Look how full his chest is on that shot, right? It's
yeah. But do you see what I'm saying? Or am I wrong?
Yeah, they don't.
There's some other. I should just go to his page. He's got great legs, so I don't know why I feel that way. I think maybe his upper body's so big. Like from the side, they're great. Like this is like I don't think his legs have looked this good from the side before.
He's definitely bigger. Well, he needed to be bigger. Like he's got a great physique. I'm not shitting on the guy at all. I don't mean to.
See there, when I look at his legs, I'm like, they're definitely good enough. Like they're definitely the right size.
Okay, in isolation, right? And this is what I'm saying.
Why is Regan still good looking? Why hasn't he gotten ugly yet? Usually guys get this big, they get ugly. What happened? How is Regan still holding on to this like pretty boy face?
He's still young as well, right? That's why,
right? We gotta wait out the ugliness. It's coming.
I just think when he walks out next to these guys, there's a disparity in size.
Is it size or detail? Like I'm looking at things like the shoulder. Like, could this line be deeper? Like, does stuff need to be more separated? Like the lines of his quads, they need to be deeper. Like, what is it that's missing?
I think he's as big as them, but he's not as lean as them. So, you know what I mean? He doesn't have as much muscle as they do.
Yeah.
Like stand that next to James, and James is gonna look enormous.
Yeah, I mean James looks grainy. He looks like he has as much muscle, but he's also grainy. But like when you look at this, you think it's such a big frame, right? But I think that's why I feel the way I feel about his legs. He's just got a wide frame.
Yeah, I love his physique. It's pretty. It's really nice.
Yeah, it is very, very nice.
But and this is what I'm saying. Like, and I might be wrong because who knows? He might walk out this year and be like, oh well, fuck me. He's
see when he's standing there. See when he's standing there.
Yeah, he doesn't want to look like that.
No, I know, but like, no, see, it's weird. His legs they're deceiving. It's like I feel like they're not big enough, and then he flexes them, and they're like fucking huge.
But they are not as lean as in. I mean, when was that anyway? That's a while ago.
Yeah,
if he's in true shape, they're not holding that fullness.
Oh, so you think as they push the conditioning, he doesn't have the amount of muscle he needs to stand.
By the time he's lean enough for the Olympia,
yeah,
he doesn't have that tissue yet to hold on to.
I see what you're saying now. So you think he needs to be this big when he's shredded?
Yes. Well, that big and shredded is James.
That's right. So he looks great, but I see what you're saying now.
Like these are all like, and this is what James used to have, right? At 5 weeks out, James would look like, oh fuck, like this, and then he would get that little bit more conditioned, where he didn't have that true muscle on his frame. As he got leaner and actually in true condition, it would fade off him a little bit, right?
I see what you're saying now. I see. So what we're seeing here is good enough size-wise, but not truly, because it's got to get harder.
Yeah, and as he gets harder, he's going to lose
some of it.
Yes, and I think he's, just from what I saw last year, he walked out, and I think his lines and their structure, I really, really like his physique. It's pleasing to the eye, but it's. I think when I say flimsy, I only mean that compared to the best fuckers in the world, right?
Well, look how much better he looks than last year, right? Do you see the difference I'm talking about, though? Look at the upper body on the left. Mm-hmm. Look at the upper body on the right.
He's got a lot.
It's a crazy difference, right? But then look at the lower body on the left and the lower body on the right. It's not as dramatically different as the upper body.
Yeah, agreed.
I think that's why it's throwing me off, because he looks like he put on so much mass on the top side of his physique. But look at that difference. It's a totally different fucking person.
It is. He has he almost like has no V taper on the left. I mean, I know it's mid pose and it's difficult, but for sure he's a better bodybuilder now. And he's had time because he qualified early, right?
Yeah. He's been at it.
Okay, so. And last year he didn't. He was doing a run of shows all year. He was traveling all over the place in Spain or whatever, right?
Let me go back to this here. So
I'm hoping he's fresh.
Okay. Hunter, Ian. I have Ian Hunter. You have Bonac, Ian. You have Akim?
Yeah.
Akim.
Then Justin.
I'm going to say Justin gets harder. And then Akim.
I just hope they don't push food on Justin late, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it does make 100% sense. Okay, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's the top 10.
That's the top 10.
I think Andrea Presti can fuck up some people without them even knowing it. I almost want to put him in eighth.
He might. I wouldn't be surprised if he pips Justin. Justin's my 10th.
I'm gonna put him in eighth. I'm gonna change mine again. I'm gonna put him in eighth. I think he's gonna be right behind Hunter.
What's the latest? Have you got a latest picture of him?
No, I don't.
Has he posted one?
No, but I know that guy's gonna be the hardest guy in the show. So, oops.
Above Nick?
Huh?
Above Nick?
I didn't say
Hadi?
Yes.
You think he's gonna be harder than Hadi?
Dude, this guy's conditioning is absolutely ridiculous. I don't think that means he'll look better. I just think the dryness and detail he gets is just crazy. Like his fucking glutes are like, there's nothing there on his back, his low back, his glutes is like, it's just, he doesn't have the muscularity that Nick has. So it doesn't look as dramatic. But I mean, look, even when you're talking about Nick and Hadi and Andrea and Ian, I mean, they're all going to be zero body fat. So it's like, I don't know. What are we really talking about at that point?
And it comes down to it. It's a structure competition, right?
Yeah. I mean, these guys are all going to bring like, I honestly think he's going to be in the top 10.
Actually, yeah, fuck that. Yeah, you're right. Take Justin out of my top 10. Sorry, Justin.
I convinced you to get rid of him.
Blame Fouad.
Blame me. It's my fault. We're probably totally wrong. I'm just really impressed. Andrea keeps beating people. Like, remember we did the predictions earlier in the year? And people were like, had him in 5th or 6th or whatever. He keeps fucking beating people because he's just hard as fuck. So
look, and you better come that condition to the Olympia. Everyone else, I mean, like that's.
So you have Andrea as 10th.
No.
Yeah, that was Justin's spot for you.
No, yeah, I know. Switch Akim and Andrea for me.
Oh.
he's really moving up now. Because here's the thing.
So Andrea then Akim, or Andrea then Justin?
No, Andrea and Akim.
Okay.
So here's the thing with Akim. If he's on, like truly on, and they peak him, the big fucking man. Like he was top 6 Olympia.
I think he left the coach that helped him, and he should have stayed with him.
That's why, look, Akim's one of those physiques that when he's on, it's fucking, you do not want to stand next to him. But when he's off, it bumps him far down the list. You know, there's no margin for error.
Even when Akim is on, I don't see him ahead of Bonac, so it still puts him as high as 7th.
Yeah. No, that's what I mean. Now I'm talking like the top 5 now getting ridiculously good. Yeah. But what I mean, I'm trying to give Akim a fucking compliment here. I'm not trying to bag on the guy.
No, of course.
When he's on, he'll win a show. When he's off, he could be as low as 6th in the same show. You know?
Yeah. I agree.
It swings wildly.
This is all right. So we have pretty different picks here. The only pick we have the same is Rami and Andrea.
Someone's getting a fucking tattoo.
All right.
I tell you what, we have to get it here as well.
I'm not getting a tattoo on my fucking head. No.
Yeah. You grow your hair up.
I can. only the sides will grow.
That's why I said here. I'm really being a cunt if I put it up there, right? If I say you got to put it here,
I got to go see my mom. She's in the hospital.
Thanks for fucking shitting on the vibe there, man.
No, she's okay. She's okay now. She was in the hospital. That's why I feel better. Yesterday was a fucked up day. So yesterday, I hung the banners in my gym. Oh, I want to show people in case they haven't seen. Like people on YouTube they're not all on Instagram. I want to show people
at this point, who's not on Instagram?
I'm telling you, a lot of people in the comments section are like, they're not on Instagram because they're like, oh, where do I ask questions for the podcast? Blah, blah. They don't realize that it's all connected to Instagram.
Well, too late. Ask on Instagram or fuck off and don't worry about your questions then.
So these banners I hung yesterday. Ben, you've already seen them. So I did this and I was supposed to train legs. And then this kind of fucked me up in my head. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to leave. And there was other people in the gym too training, and I didn't want to train with other people after these. I just wanted to be alone. So I left and I came back today and trained by myself with these 2 guys. But yesterday my mom got admitted to the hospital as well. So all these things together, I was like, fuck it, I can't train today. But today she's out and she's feeling better and everything's great. So I'm gonna go visit her now. And
it's late. What?
Bring my It's 9 o'clock. My mom doesn't go to bed till like 2 a.m.
Shit, my dad passed out on like 5 o'clock on the sofa.
I know, it's weird, right? Most old people go to bed at like fucking 8 o'clock in the afternoon. My mom stays up till fucking 1 a.m.
Jesus, what's she up to? She's up to something. Mrs. Abiad, what are you doing?
I had to pack my fish and rice. I'm down to 267.
Oh shit, I got like 20 pounds in you.
Yeah. Yeah. Everybody's bigger than me now.
Dude, I went to bed last night at 295. I was like, oh.
I can honestly say I will never be 295 again, but I miss those days like badly.
Right now, I have no desire to train. I am like,
no, I wake up in the morning. But tell people the truth. So you're so fat right now, or so not fat, but like so bulky that it's like you have no desire to train until you start training. And then you're like so happy to be 300 pounds.
No, I'm not. So I said to my wife yesterday, I said, actually, I'm going to wrap this week up. I'm going to go to Olympia and I'm not really going to train. I'm just going to focus on what I need to do out there. And then we go on vacation to Colorado. And then my off season starts like when I get back in November. Yeah. Because, man, I'm tired.
So you want to get back to
fuck.
No, I can still hear. I can still hear you.
I'm just going to keep saying cunt until you come back.
I can hear you.
A cunt. It's your internet, not mine. You're a cunt.
I can hear you, you retard. Okay, Ben's gone. We're going to wrap it up there. Okay, guys. Thanks. I'm on my own. Ben is gone. And it was good to talk to James before the Olympia. Miss having him on. Miss having guys get dieting and they get this like really crazy attitude and stuff. And I miss having regular James, but I'm also very happy for James. Excited to see what he looks like because his mindset is on another level. Ben left me hanging fuck him. I'll call him later, tell him to kiss my ass. Thank you guys for watching. It's always a pleasure, and I hope you guys like the episode. We'll be back again soon. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe, share with your friends, and like the video. And if you get a chance, check out the description for all the different links to all the different places you can find Hostile and myself. And lastly, check out hostile.com for our new line of supplements and all of our apparel and gear. Thanks again for watching.